So today we're going to talk about emotions, and we're going to talk about something called an emotional teacup, which Angus here has. So first of all, let's start with emotions. What are emotions? So emotions are fear, anger, happiness, sadness, surprise and disgust. Here we go, Angus. So if we get Angus back on his mat. And these emotions are the same basic emotions. There are other emotions as well, but these are basic emotions that we share with dogs like Angus and many other animals. So let's talk about our emotional teacup. So imagine your dog has a teacup, and in this example, this is Angus's teacup, a nice see-through one, and as you can see there, it's an emotional teacup, and I'm just gonna top it up. So there we go, it's nice and full, and you can see Angus is interested. So that's Angus's emotional teacup. So you can take water away from the teacup, or you can add water into it. But instead of adding water into this emotional teacup, we add emotions. So it becomes then Angus's emotional teacup. Okay, so every positive experience that Angus has, and it looks like he's having some now. There we go, Angus. Yeah, he's a good boy. So he'll have a little munch on a carrot. So every positive experience that Angus has, which he's having now, parts are added to the cup. So let me show you. So we have the emotional teacup for Angus. Angus is having a nice positive experience there with a carrot on his snuffle mat. So what I'm going to do to demonstrate that is to show you that with that positive experience, more positive parts are added to Angus's emotional cup. If Angus was to have an unpleasant experience at this time, so if he was shouted out or somebody really frightened him, then as well as adding, we can take away. So I'd take away some positive parts to Angus's emotional teacup. I'll pop those back in for now. The levels of the emotional teacup will vary. This is normal. It's completely normal. So some dogs will stay roughly in the same area, some will be up and down, but it will change. So don't worry if your teacup fluctuates narrowly. It shouldn't be up and down, but you should be able. There is a little bit of leeway, sort of midway. So that's perfectly normal. Okay. So what do you think fills the dog's cup, or Angus's emotional cup? What do you think? What sort of feelings, emotions, activities do you think will fill that cup? Have a think about your own dog. What are the things that your dog likes to do and make them feel really happy? Well, some of the most common ones, or certainly the ones for Angus, are love, affection, trust, understanding, security. He likes the fact, especially because he's a rescue dog, he likes the fact that he is secure. That makes him feel happy. There we go. And let's just get him using his nose there. Okay. So he likes to be around his family, both human and the dog family. He likes to play with other dogs. He likes to play with humans. He does also like some one-to-one time away from the pup and with the family. He likes physical exercise. He also likes mental exercise, which is what he's doing now. He's using his nose. He also likes good health. He likes to be in good health, so we need to make sure he has the right food and he gets regular veterinary checkups. So how many of those sorts of things, if you think about what I've just mentioned there, how many of those sorts of things do you think would fill your own emotional cup? So imagine you had an emotional cup. How many of those things have I just mentioned there that you think would be good in your cup, would make you feel good? Okay, so Angus, you can see there, is really enjoying that snuffling exercise. Nice and relaxing. This is all really positive for him. He's still got his emotional cup there, which is still full, and he obviously is interested in that at the moment. So what we'll do is I'm going to give him another little exercise to do. So this is a little sniffing exercise, licking exercise, I should say. So there we go. So licking is very good for dogs. It helps them relax, it reduces cortisol and other stress chemicals, and there we go. So we've talked about the things that would fill up your cup, the positive things, or Angus's cup in your own. So what about the things that take that positive emotion away? So if we think about Angus, fear, punishment, pain, isolation, being on his own, being away from the family, stress or anxiety, overexposure to stressful places, new places, places where there's lots of dogs, lots of noise, being shouted at, being neglected, having a poor diet, not eating well, not having any regular veterinary healthcare checks. Each dog is an individual, and you will, and there'll be lots more, and each dog will learn to cope or with those in a different variety of ways. So I've given you a little bit of a list there, but that's not a complete list by any means of the imagination. So, so think about those things again. So think about the things that would come out of Angus's cup. Now think about your own cup as well. So how many of those, fear, punishment, pain, isolation, stress, anxiety, how many of those do you think would come out of your own cup as well? Okay, so what we need to be able to do, thank you Angus, is find out he's going to dip into his emotional cup here. So I am going to give him some snuffle exercises. Here we go, Angie. Here we go. Say hello to everybody. Come on. There's a good boy. Here we go. So let's get him snuffling. There we go. Come on, Nip. There we go. So how can we tell if our Angus's cup is beginning to be emptied? So some of the common symptoms, there are others, this is just some of the common ones. So you might find your dog becomes fearful, they might withdraw, become quiet and enjoy their own company, and they may start to guard food, they may start to guard items, toys, etc., even people or places. So what I mean by guard is they might growl or grumble at you if you go over near them or walk by them when they've got somebody with them or they're eating something. They may show attention-seeking behaviours, so they might start constantly barking, they might start taking items from the house which previously they've never done and running away from you, trying to get your attention that way. They might become aggressive, they could lose their appetite, they could become really sensitive to noises around them. They could also become restless, start pacing. Many of you've got dogs will see that. You'll also see a much higher rate of breathing as well. You'll also see potentially a loss of focus and attention. So your dog is much more, is going to find it much more difficult to focus when we're doing exercises with them. So if you're stressed or anxious, Angus is clearing up here. So if you're stressed or anxious, do you feel any of those that we've just mentioned? The fearful, withdrawn, do you keep hold of things? Do you pace around? I know I certainly become fidgety I should say, and agitated, so and certainly lose attention and focus. So how do we maintain a healthy cup? Good boy, Angie. Come in. Good boy, kind of. So how do we maintain a healthy cup for Angus? Have a think about your own dogs again, and what sorts of things could you do or would you do to maintain that healthy cup balance? So you're going to need to work. This is not something that you do once and it stays the same. So this needs to be maintained, much like your own, and it will change. There'll be days when things will come out of the cup, and also days when things go into the cup. So learn your dog's stress signs. So learn the signs, the signals from your dog to tell that he's telling you or she's telling you when they're stressed. Try and avoid activities that cause your dog lots of stress and anxiety. If you don't really need to go there or do these activities, then certainly I would suggest that you don't go there. Or if it's essential that you go there, then you need to get some advice from a behaviourist or someone who's trained to work with dogs. And you will need to maintain. And Angus is going off for a sniff there. Angie. What's this? There we go. Good boy. Let's get him at a bit of a snuff. Lots of nice smells over there. So, as I said, you will need to maintain that cup. So to maintain the cup and to indeed fill the cup up when things have come out of the cup or parts have come out. Here we go, my friend. Then do some of the positive exercises that I've mentioned, are the positive things that need to go into a cup or make a healthy cup, and do some of the things that your own dog finds really positive and rewarding that will fill their own cup. And think about all the parallels that we've just talked about as well. All those feelings that dogs have. How many of those do you have? We all have our emotional cups. So I have one, Angus has one, we all have them. So some really interesting parallels there. Okay, so I'd like to thank Angus here, who's been excellent, and I think he's enjoyed that session. So that's a positive experience for Angus, and I'm going to, he's a lucky boy, add some more to Angus's emotional cup. There we go. Okay, thank you everybody. Bye bye.